Alright, welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most, faithfully. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, please. Not only that, make sure you get your membership to this channel. Listen, you come here, you like the content, you like the work ethic we put in, updating you daily, and over a period of time, our loyalty to you, and not only our loyalty to you, but we stand on credibility, because if it no go so, we come tell you say a lie we did a tell, mistake we make it no go so. And if it does go so, we go into it deeper and find more information just for you. So if you like all that, hit the subscribe button, but also get your membership to the channel. Anyhow, listen up. Somebody just said to me recently, SouFlo, are you going to talk about this? I said, talk about what? They said, talk about the fact that the Privy Council in the UK has already thrown out the Vybz Kartel case and there is no appeal. I didn't know about any of that, and it turns out that that might not be true at all. Big up to Yard Hype for this one. Isat Buchanan, who is the attorney now representing Vybz Kartel, a stellar person in his own right with his own story, and the best person for this job, in my view, so far. Isat Buchanan, that attorney representing Adidja Palmer, more popularly known to us as Vybz Kartel, has now returned from a month-long stay in the UK. He was in London, England, and he was preparing for the entertainer's upcoming appeal with the US. Or, sorry, not US, but with the UK Privy Council. Now, you must understand, first of all, that the highest courts for Jamaica is located in the United Kingdom. I know some of you are just waking up today and you're going to say, what the hell is the highest court for Jamaica doing in the UK? Is Jamaica really not independent? Because if they were, they would have their own highest court in their land. Blah, blah, blah. This is not the video for that. Just know that the highest court of appeals for Jamaica is located in the UK, and it is called the Privy Council. It is located in London, and Vybz Kartel's attorney, Isat Buchanan, just got back from there. He was there preparing and putting things in place for this to move forward to the next stage. So the people who are saying, boy, this not gonna go good, or it look like them throw the case out already, or for those who are contacting us saying, SouFlo, what's the update? Anything going on? And I understand how people feeling right now, because listen, you have big Sumfest, Just Keep, and all the other big events, BRT and all these things are keeping, and I just feel like dancehall and reggae music so dried up right now that if we got a fresh dose of a Vybz Kartels coming fresh out of 10 years behind bars, it would change the dynamics of what crowded and sellout or sold out events would mean for summer of 2022. It doesn't look like this is going to be completed by 2022 or before 2022 summer is over, but that is definitely what we're keeping our fingers crossed for and are hoping. Now, according to reports, according to Yard Hype, Buchanan is working, which is Vybz Kartel lawyer, he is working in a collaborative effort with UK-based lawyers to appeal Vybz Kartel's life imprisonment murder conviction. Boy, this not sound like nothing cheap, you know. Because if I did all me and you and Miss Matty's son now, where mama now really have them kind of money there, and we have them kind of status here and money for do them things, you send lawyer go to England, go link up with other lawyer we practice in England to make sure that everything go right. They are pulling no stops on this one. My point is, if you can't afford this, you're FUKKKED. A team of experts is also working to have new evidence ready to substantiate this appeal. In an exclusive interview on Fox 5 News last year, Vybz Kartel's or Adidja Palmer's attorney, Mr. Buchanan, spoke with Lisa Evers, in which he provided detailed information highlighting the inconsistencies in his client's case. If you've been following SouFLoTV for many years now, since we've been on for 7+ years, then you would know that I have done exactly the same. I've talked to you about how the burden of proof is on the prosecution. I've talked to you about the theory that they came up with, how this person, Lizard, that is missing, that body has never been found, must have been killed by Vybz Kartel and his cronies, and how they never proved that theory that they came up with. I talked about how the house was burnt down and then mysteriously bulldozed to rubbles and taken away, when that house should have actually been left there, since the prosecution claims that is where Lizard was murdered, so that a forensics team could go in there, an independent forensic team could go in there with some luminol. Since the way they said he was murdered would definitely have left some kind of blood splatter or some kind of evidence inside of that house, DNA evidence. Let it be clear also that there is no DNA evidence linking Vybz Kartel to this case. Also, let it be known that the little phone messages that you might have heard or been talking about, those phone messages, by the way, were found by an expert to be not credible, because they came out saying metadata shows. Metadata. Go look up what metadata is. Metadata shows that those phone records show that those conversations were had way advanced in time from the time that they claim, the prosecution claims, that things were happening to Lizard. So either Kartel must have been a prophet and forespoke all these things, or it just has nothing to do with it. Not to mention, I also told you about the constitutional violation of Vybz Kartel, because in Jamaica's constitution it says that if some evidence is going to be used against you in a court of law, then you have right to that evidence, to see it, to have it inspected by your legal team before that goes forward. Unless and that never happened, because he did not get all that until it was time for an appeal. They just now flew into the country experts who said the information I just gave you about the metadata concerning those phone clips, voicings, and not only that, the expert said they were tampered with. Like, not just tampered with, but they were tampered with. Not to mention, the one that stands out the most was the fact that a cell phone that was taken from an evidence room by a police officer, used for his own personal purposes, and then returned to the evidence room, was actually accepted by a judge into evidence as something to be used against Vybz Kartel and his cronies to convict them in the case. That event alone should have seen that that case was thrown out. This should no doubt come to a mistrial or fling out the whole case altogether, right? Now I'm looking for fling out the whole case altogether. So where we stand right now is what's going on right now. As it says that he noted in an exclusive interview with Fox 5 News last year, Vybz Kartel's attorney spoke with Lisa Evers, in which he provided detailed information highlighting the inconsistencies in the client's case, which I have done just now again, repeated them to you from my own investigation. He noted that the primary evidence, such as the eyewitness testimony by Lamar Wee Chow and the digital evidence presented by the prosecution, were all tampered with and falsified. An expert said this, not made up. He added that a thorough investigation was done afterwards by David John Martin Woodgate of a UK-based Forient digital investigations firm, which proves Vybz Kartel's innocence. So this is the new evidence that is going forward to the Privy Council. Based on this, the attorney believes that the murder conviction is unjust and that his client should be exonerated from the crimes, and that he is confident that upon submission of the new evidence to the Privy Council, that freedom will come for Vybz Kartel. Well, enough people say, "Oh, no, always I talk about Vybz Kartel, but I never talk about the rest of the man them. Sean Storm, Kahir St. Jones, Andre St. John." Well, I don't know, so one of them they catch one different case, and he's behind there forever, kind of thing. But the rest of them, it's like this. Vybz Kartel is the standing factor. Once he is freed, everybody else is subsequently will be freed. If he is not, everybody else subsequently will not be freed also, and all judgment will stand. Right? That's how I look upon it as. That's just my view of things. However, he is confident that upon submission of all these new evidence, that Kartel will walk free. Adidja Palmer, for those of you who don't know it, who is still known as today, Dexter Daps just did Sumfest, a riveting performance at Sumfest 2022. Go and look up the Dexter Daps performance, and on that performance he gave homage, respect to the king, and he referred to him as the king. That's to tell you that he is well revered, and he is still the king of the genre of dancehall music, and they know it, and he knows it. Everybody knows it. So Adidja Palmer and his co-accused, Andre St. John, Sean Storm, and Kahir Jones, they were sentenced by Justice Lennox Campbell to life imprisonment on April 3rd, 2014 for the murder of Clive Lizard Williams. Now, I'm telling you, if this had been the judge that was conducting the case of the Klansman Wandan gang today, Vybz Kartel them would have never been. Many people are still saying that Justice Lennox Campbell was coerced and probably even was paid off, because there's no way that I just listed all those inconsistencies and this judge still went ahead with this. Now, though the body of the victim was never found, Vybz Kartel got 35 years before he is eligible for parole. However, due to an appeal in 2020, it was reduced to 32 years and 6 months. Still a whole heap of time. He served 10 out of that so far. And if this all goes bonkers, he will have to serve another 22 or 21 years before he's eligible for parole. Andre St. John was sentenced to 30 years before being eligible for parole, but was reduced to 27 years and 6 months. Sean Storm and Kahir Jones, big up to Sean Storm, loyal friend to the end. He was sentenced to 25 years before being eligible, but that was reduced to 22 years, of which Sean Storm has already done 10 of those years. So he has another 11 years in prison and 6 months before he is eligible for parole and could come back to society again. Leave your comments in the comment section below. I will go no further on this one. The rumors that Vybz Kartel's appeal was already thrown out by the Privy Council in the UK is a lie. His attorney just got back from the UK, and this was printed July 23rd, 2022, updated information, and this is where we stand today. So we're still saying free Vybz Kartel, and we're still waiting to see justice unfold. Catch you on the next video. Talk up in the comment section, and I'll meet you there. I'm out. Peace.